Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. Israeli warplanes struck Syrian military headquarters in Damascus on Wednesday, as clashes between Druze and Bedouin in the southern part of the country have spiraled into a crisis for the new Syrian government. Israel said it intervened to stop government attacks on the Druze, a religious minority community that spans the border between the two countries, carrying out attacks on Syrian government tanks and military convoys in the area. The violence began in southern Syria. Community leaders, activists, and Israel's military said the violence worsened after government forces intervened. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the military was working to defend their fellow Druze and urged them not to cross into Syria. "We are very worried about the violence in southern Syria," U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said. "It is a direct threat to efforts to help build a peaceful and stable Syria." He characterized the clashes between Israel and Syria as a misunderstanding and said the U.S. was working to de-escalate the situation. An update as of Thursday, July 17th, Syrian combat forces are leaving the area. One day after promising to provide Ukraine with new weapons, paid for by European allies, President Trump warned Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky against targeting Moscow. President Trump said Tuesday that the U.S. wasn't planning to provide long-range missiles to Ukraine as part of a new aid initiative. Trump's call for Ukraine to avoid hitting Moscow continued his pattern of swinging from pressure on one side to the other to end the war. Ukraine has repeatedly targeted sites as far as 1,000 miles inside Russia, including in Moscow and St. Petersburg, Putin's hometown, with domestically produced drones over the course of the conflict, now in its fourth year. Russia says most of the drones are down by its air defenses. Public television stations across the country are bracing for major cuts after the Senate voted to eliminate all federal funding for PBS, a move expected to be finalized by the House. PBS CEO Paula Kerger warned the decision will force hard decisions at stations nationwide, but especially in rural areas where federal dollars are critical. The Corporation for Federal Broadcasting will see its budget zeroed out for the first time since 1967, delivering a long-sought political win for President Trump, who has accused PBS and NPR for left-leaning bias. Critics of the decision argue it threatens vital public services, including educational programming and emergency alerts. Some stations, like KQED in San Francisco, are already announcing layoffs. Public media officials say the cuts defy public sentiment, with polls showing strong support for non-commercial news and cultural programming. Nearly 500 metric tons of emergency food funded by U.S. taxpayers is set to be destroyed this month, as high-energy biscuits meant for starving populations around the world sit expired in a Dubai warehouse. The nutrient-dense rations designed for crisis zones like Gaza are now unusable, costing an additional $100,000 in disposal fees. A former USAID official blamed the Trump-era dismantling of the agency's logistics and oversight systems for the waste, saying past protocols would have ensured the food reached those in need before expiration. A State Department spokesperson confirmed the destruction, calling it an unfortunate but occasional reality of maintaining emergency stockpiles. Officials emphasized the biscuits were intended for displaced populations and that USAID continues to store similar food supplies worldwide to respond to humanitarian crises. Walmart has issued a recall for approximately 850,000 Ozark Trail 64-ounce stainless steel insulated water bottles due to a serious safety hazard involving the bottle's lid, which can forcefully eject and cause injury. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission reported on July 10th that 3 consumers were struck in the face by the cap, with 2 suffering permanent vision loss. The hazard occurs when perishable or carbonated liquids are stored over time, building pressure that causes the lid to launch upon opening. Sold since 2017, both in stores and online for around $15, the recalled bottles feature a silver stainless steel base, black screw cap, and Ozark Trail logo. Consumers are urged to stop using the bottle immediately and return it to Walmart for a full refund. For more information, customers can contact Walmart at 800-925-6278 or visit the retailer's help center online. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
When it comes to getting around Greater Boston, the T is the greatest value.
Yeah, you can save big compared to ride shares. I mean, there's no surge pricing, there's no tipping. How about no traffic stress?
You can park at any of the MBTA's lots and garages, and it's easy and affordable.
Just tap your phone and go. It's fast, modern, and convenient.
From Aquarium Station, explore Faneuil Hall, the Greenway and Carousel, and Christopher Columbus Park.
Or hop on an MBTA ferry for a scenic trip into the city.
Less stress, more savings, convenience at its finest. That's the T.
So many reasons to get on board.
Welcome back. The Department of Public Works is actively making repairs following 2 water main breaks in Braintree, one on Strathdy Circle and the other on the intersection of Washington and Jefferson Streets. Crews were on site addressing the issues, and officials are thanking residents for their patience during the disruption. The town also apologized for any inconvenience the breaks may have caused. Mark your calendars. Braintree Parks and Recreation is hosting a Kids Day at French's Common on Wednesday, July 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with a sensory-friendly hour from 10 to 11 a.m. This free family event, sponsored by Mayor Aaron Joyce, will feature face painting, bounce houses, water slides, field games, music, a cookout, ice cream, and much more. Officials note the date has been updated from the previously announced Friday, July 25th date. The Braintree Senior Center is offering a full slate of weekly programs and special events for residents 60 years and older this July. Weekly offerings include daily fitness classes, men's coffee hour on Mondays, game day on Tuesdays, the Asian Outreach Group on Wednesdays, and movie day on Fridays. For one-day events, the center is holding a cornhole teams event on July 21st at 1 p.m. and then on July 28th there will be a crafts class starting at 1 p.m. To sign up for any of these, contact the Braintree Senior Center at 781-848-1963. The Braintree Recreation Department is shining a spotlight on its Hire a Teen program, a community-driven initiative that connects local high school students with residents who need help with tasks like yard work, snow shoveling, moving barrels, and dog walking. It's a great opportunity for teens to earn a little extra cash or log volunteer hours, and a helpful resource for residents looking for an extra set of hands. The department shares the Hire a Teen list with those who request it, and residents can then reach out directly to teens for assistance. Students interested in joining the list can complete the application and email it to recreation@braintreema.gov. Free meals are on the menu this summer for Braintree kids and teens, thanks to the return of the Summer Eats program. Hosted at Hollis, Morrison, and Ross Elementary Schools, the program offers breakfast daily from 8 to 9:30 a.m. and lunch from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. No registration or ID required. This year, families can expect more than just food with weekly crafts, activities, and more. Organizers say the program is open to everyone and aims to provide not only nourishment, but a fun, safe space throughout the summer. For a full menu and more information, visit schools.mealviewer.com/district/Braintree Public Schools or call 1-800-645-8333. Food Truck Wednesdays have begun in Braintree for the summer. It will run weekly through August 27th from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Highlands Blue Playground near South Street and Cass Academy. Hosted in partnership with the South Shore Food Truck Association, the event will feature a rotating lineup of local food trucks, offering residents a chance to enjoy dinner picnic style on the lawn. Organizers encourage attendees to bring blankets and check the association's social media pages each week for updates on which trucks will be serving. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
Heading into the city? Don't even think about driving.
The T is by far the best value in the city.
Park with ease at one of the many MBTA lots or garages with rates that beat anything in the city.
You just have to tap your phone or contactless card and ride. No machines, no stress. It's modern, fast, it's easy.
And the best part, you get dropped off steps away from where you want to go.
Hop off at Park Street, explore the State House, Boston Common, and the Theater District.
And don't miss a concert at the Orpheum.
Ride smart, ride the T.
So many reasons to get on board.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. A high-speed police chase in Quincy ended in chaos overnight when a suspect crashed into another vehicle, sending it uncontrollably into a pizza shop. Massachusetts State Police said it all began around 1:30 a.m. near Wollaston Beach, when troopers spotted several illegally parked cars and discovered one had a revoked registration and a driver with a suspended license, identified as 25-year-old Michael Howard of Raynham. After initially evading police, Howard was later seen speeding and refused to stop, eventually running a red light at Billings Road and Hancock Street, causing a collision that sent another car slamming into Balducci's Pizza. Howard attempted to flee on foot but was quickly caught and treated for a head injury before being taken into custody. He now faces multiple charges, including failure to stop for police, operating with a suspended license, and reckless operation. He's scheduled to be arraigned in Quincy District Court next week. A Dedham Superior Court judge has paused an excessive force lawsuit against 3 Quincy police officers for 45 days to give the plaintiff, 53-year-old Salim Balbaki, time to find new legal representation after his attorney withdrew from the case. Balbaki is suing officers Paul Matthews, Michael Dugan, and William Lanergan for $500,000, claiming they fractured and dislocated his shoulder and injured his head during a 2020 arrest at his Quincy home. The officers deny the allegations, saying Balbaki resisted arrest and that only necessary force was used. The arrest stemmed from a 911 call by Balbaki's roommate, who accused him of assault. Balbaki claims his roommate started the altercation. The officers escalated the situation. The charge was later dismissed. With no body camera footage available, the case remains in dispute. Judge Rosemary Connolly accepted the attorney's withdrawal on July 15th and set the next court date for September 11th. North Weymouth is gearing up for a day of fun as the free O2191 Bicknell Square Village Festival returns on Saturday, July 19th from noon to 5 p.m. along C Street between North and Pearl Streets. Hosted by the town and the North Weymouth Civic Association, the annual event will feature live music from disco funk favorites Booty Vortex, along with local vendors, food trucks, family-friendly activities, and more. Hingham is getting into the festive spirit with a full lineup of Christmas in July events. The Hingham Center for Active Living is hosting holiday-themed screenings of 2 Hallmark favorites, The Christmas Card and A Timeless Christmas, on July 21st and 24th. The celebration wraps up with a barbecue on July 31st, featuring caroling, festive attire, and holiday tunes. To reserve a spot, call 781-741-1458. Meanwhile, the South Shore Conservatory is bringing the holiday cheer with a family-friendly outdoor concert on July 19th, featuring the Commonwealth Wind Symphony and guest vocalists, plus a holiday sing-along, inflatables, crafts, and ice cream from Smiles by the Miles. The event kicks off at 5 p.m. on the Conservatory's Hingham campus, with parking at Carlson Field and shuttles provided. Tickets start at $25 for adults and $15 for kids under 18. Just in time for peak summer heat, 36 beaches across Massachusetts have been closed to swimming due to elevated bacteria levels. Most closures are linked to storm runoff and fecal contamination, prompting health officials to post warnings deeming the water unsafe. Local health departments are required to monitor water quality, and when contamination is detected, beaches must display signs alerting the public to potential health risks, including gastrointestinal issues, flu-like symptoms, and eye or ear irritation. The risks are greatest for children, the elderly, and those with compromised immune systems. For local residents, the closest impacted sites include 4 beaches in the Wollaston area of Quincy. While some beach areas remain open for non-water activities, contact with the water is strongly discouraged. The Massachusetts Department of Public Health updates a daily water quality dashboard online for beachgoers. Thanks for watching Braintree today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment. Welcome back to Braintree today. Now this weekend in entertainment, we have 3 movies for you to watch. First, Medea's destination wedding follows Medea, who says hello to the Bahamas for a family wedding bankrolled by her nephew Brian, who less than thrilled by the cost and his future son-in-law. The film stars Tyler Perry and Xavier Smalls. You can watch Medea's destination wedding now on Netflix. Up next, Eddington follows a standoff between a small-town sheriff and mayor that sparks a powder keg as neighbor is pitted against neighbor in Eddington, New Mexico. The film stars Pedro Pascal and Joaquin Phoenix. You can watch Eddington now in theaters. And finally, I Know What You Did Last Summer follows a group of friends who are terrorized by a stalker who knows about a gruesome incident from their past. The film stars Madeline Klein and Chase Suey Wonders. You can watch I Know What You Did Last Summer now in theaters. That'll do it for news today. Remember, if you're a customer of Verizon, you can watch BCAM TV in high definition on channel 2128. You can also now see us in high definition on Comcast on channel 1073. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree today on BCAM TV. We'll see you next time.